Penny? No, babes. Wow. Gosh, I'm really excited. I'm just back from Cornwall and my agapanthus are out. Yay! These are the headborn hybrids. They're definitely one of my top 10 favourite plants in my garden. They, are brilliant because they have really, really long stems. So they grow from sort of 70 to 90 centimetres, and they always flower really reliably in August and September. They're not hardy in the UK. Well, they are the hardiest one, but it's best to overwinter them if you can in a greenhouse. And if you can't, then you'd want to protect them with some winter fleece. But as you can see, they are a fabulous colour, and if you grow a ton of them, then you can use them for flower arranging in the house, and they will make a fabulous display. This is definitely one of my favourite grasses to use in the garden. Pennisetum villosum, very, very soft and fluffy. Grows to about 50 centimetres. It does look messy in the winter, but it comes back. You think it's died, but it definitely has not died. And it is really, really beautiful to grow and soften down hard landscaping by using it in massive clouds to surround it. Here, the Verbena bonariensis has just come and self-seeded amongst it, which is really, really beautiful. And then just to add a little bit more to that planting, I've popped in these Perovskia blue spires, which will grow and just add another touch of bluey mauve into the planting scheme. I would really, really recommend that you use this grass at home, as it is so delicate and fluffy. If you ask me what my favourite flower was in my whole garden, and actually the favourite place, my favourite place in this whole garden, weirdly, it's here underneath this apple tree, and my favourite flower is this Aster fricatii Munch. I just really, really, really have always loved this. I think it's the colour, it's really one of my totally favourite colours, and also it's the habit. So this Aster is really, really disease free. It's such a winner. It grows to about 70 centimetres in height, and in my garden I'm really happy for it to flop over. But if you didn't want that to happen, you could support it by growing other things in front. But it's just a plant that will flower from July all the way through to October. In fact, I've had it flowering here in late June, and it will just continue flowering and just give you so much pleasure. So if you plant nothing else, plant Aster fricatii Munch. I've had a really lovely afternoon, just out in the garden picking some of my real favourite flowers. This Aster fricatii Munch is my utter favourite. I just absolutely love it. Bit of Persicaria thrown in there, bit of sedum and some Verbena bonariensis, and I just love all those thrown together. I just think they're really pretty. It's just something to chuck into the kitchen and add a bit of brightness. If you're looking for something really dramatic to grow in your garden, this is called Eupatorium purpureum, Atropurpureum, and I would really recommend it as a plant with a lot of welly that's going to give you really good structure. So as you can see, it is tall, and that's what it will do. It will give you drama. The common name for this is Joe Pyeweed, and it's a bog plant. It loves water. So I will say that none of my garden plants here have support given to them, this one included, and we don't have any irrigation in our garden, but this one will wilt in really, really hot weather. So it is something that does need careful consideration. You do need to water it in hot weather. But apart from that, it's a fantastic plant to plant. I'm standing next to one of my all-time favourite grasses, Calamagrostis Carl Forster. I call it my highlighting grass. When it comes out early in May, it's sort of almost purpley green, and then as the season progresses, it changes to this beautiful sort of goldeny colour. And when you look down from above onto the plantings, it literally is like a highlighter, and it's a great one to just drop into your planting schemes, and it just will add that lovely, lovely golden colour. So I want to show you some more of this wonderful Calamagrostis Carl Forster, and what I love here is the contrast between the grass, and then I've got black stems going on here, and this is Aster Calliope, which will have beautiful pale blue flowers later on in the season, well, bluey mauvey, but it's that black stem against that golden grass, which I think is a wonderful combination. The other really, really lovely use of it, as you can see here, is with the echinops. As the echinops are dying off and shedding their little seeds, it all sort of the muted tones are tying in beautifully with the grass, and it's just a lovely look. As I look around the garden, it's so funny because more and more of my really all-time favourite plants sort of jump out at me, and this is really one of them. It's a sedum, autumn joy it's called, and it really is a joy in the autumn. At the moment we're seeing lime green little bracts there, and it would gradually turn to sort of a beautiful pinky colour and then fade and go bronzy in the autumn. And it is a garden plant that is so worthy of being planted in your garden. As you can see, it's growing to about 40 centimetres there, and each plant makes a beautiful dome, and it's one of the first plants to show up in the spring, and it is there in beautiful lime green mounds and gives me a lot of pleasure. So this is sedum autumn joy, or herb sprout, sedum herb sprout. It is a wonderful, wonderful plant. A plant that I'm really, really drawn to in the garden is Lythrum, Lythrum silicicaria. The spires of purpley pink flowers are beautiful in August and through to September and into October, and it is a really, really great plant to have in your garden. And plant it, be really generous, plant it en masse. As you can see, it's growing quite tall here. These are like sort of 1 metre 20, 1 metre 40 spires of beautiful pinky purple flowering bracts. I would say this is definitely a really, really never fail good plant to plant in your garden. In the evening, in any garden, this is definitely the grass to plant. Stipa gigantea, the massive inflorescences. They are just like golden oats flowering away and hanging there, and they just shimmer in the sunlight. And I just think it's a grass that should be planted so that you are sitting sort of somewhere over there having a lovely glass of wine and looking through it, which I am looking through it now. As you can see, this is a really, really beautiful grass, and it grows, as you can see, quite high, quite tall, and really, really fills the space beautifully. And I would use this as a punctuation mark in your garden. You don't want too many of these, but the odd one dropped through will look really wonderful. And this year, with our newly planted pleached hornbeams, it's just filling the space underneath the hornbeam beautifully. This rose is literally my all-time favourite. It's called Desdemona. It was Rose of the Year a couple of years ago now at Chelsea Flower Show, and it just smells so lemonly and so delicious. It just flowers its socks off for a very long time. And so I would just plant that. It opens in from a very paley pink bud to a white rose. Definitely, if you plant no other rose, I would go for this one. Lovely. I'm standing here beside Calamagrostis brachytricha. This is a fantastic grass. It is so versatile. If you are somebody who loves planting with roses and peonies in a more traditional setting, as opposed to my more modern contemporary perennial garden and grass garden here, Calamagrostis brachytricha is a grass that you could pop in amongst roses and amongst peonies just to sort of give an ethereal look. If you're someone who's branching out for the first time and wanting to try a grass in your planting, Calamagrostis brachytricha would be a really, really good one to start with. It's very light, very airy, and you can dot this in and it will just add a lightness to your planting. And it's something which the roses could sort of branch through, and it would be a really beautiful grass to try if you were starting for the first time with grasses. I've got it in my garden next to Helenium, and this is Helenium wool trout, but it's very similar to Helenium Moorheim Beauty, and these are great late flowering perennials, July through to October. Just keep on deadheading them, so just come along and take off the deadheads, and you'll just get a multitude of new little flowers which will just keep going all the way through into October and just give you a lot of beautiful late autumn colour, which is really, really a good thing to have in the garden. So if you're looking for a plant in your garden that's going to give you some texture and movement, Gaura lindheimeri is definitely the one to go for. This is so soft, so pretty, and it's a great accent plant. I would get tons of this and drop it in, little clouds of light white flowers in and amongst your planting. Use it as a highlighter and just really enjoy it. The thing about Gaura lindheimeri is it's very short-lived, so it sort of will live for about 3 years and then die. So just be prepared for that. And it's one of those ones, you know, you will need to go and get time and time again, but it's so well worth it because it is a brilliant plant. Well, the sun's going in my garden now, and before we go in today, I just really need to focus on this absolutely brilliant winner of a plant, Persicaria plexicalis. I've got the rosea, I've also got the fire dance here, and elsewhere in the garden I've got Alba. What I do is I use these persicaria just to fill a space, fill a large space that is. And if you look around my garden, you'll see complete swathes of them over there and swathes on the bank over there. And I've used them in other people's gardens, going down a driveway to one particular beautiful garden I planted down in West Sussex, where we just put them all the way down the bank, and it took care of that space. I would definitely recommend the persicaria, and as you can see, it's growing to 1.20 meters, and it will flower for you all the way through till October from July. So definitely, if you're looking for a filler plant and a one that will grow and not take a lot of looking after at all, so an absolutely never fail plant, this is the one to go for. As you can see, I've been quite busy in the garden this week, picking some of the lovely flowers we've got. And today, I've been out picking, and a little bit of everything really, everything that I really love. Beautiful, loud pink phlox, delicate muted aster again here, a little bit of verbena. And the grasses, this is Steepa gigantea, which is just lovely grass. It sounds lovely when you touch it actually, a little bit of a rustle there. And we've even got some Eupatorium purpureum stuffed in there, a bit of lime green, a bit of sedum. So just a lovely collection of what's flowering now in the garden in August.